We'd like to welcome you to the Rural Experience Series. We have put these videos together so that they might help people who are out in the country to have a more enjoyable and fulfilling experience there. And for those who haven't moved out to the country yet, we hope that it will encourage you to make that move, that it might be a lot of hard work, but it's just a tremendous blessing, and we would invite each one of you to participate in it. We hope you enjoy the videos. Thank you. Okay, we'd like to welcome you to video 5 of the Rural Experience Series. This time we're going to show you something maybe a little bit different. We're going to show you how to make your own and package your own storable foods. What would you use storable foods for? Well, you'd use them in case of an emergency, if you're going on a trip, or for camping. We happen to love to camp, and we like to put together some foods when we go up that are light, because the packs tend to get a little bit heavy sometimes, and something that's nutritious for us as well. You can buy many of the storable foods that are out there right now. We'll be showing you some pretty soon from local vendors and that, but it's really nice if you can put together your own recipes. We're just going to show you a sample of that here. We've put together a packet of could be 1, even 2 days of meals. This weighs approximately 2.9 pounds, and this would be enough to feed Nora and I for 1 day, maybe 2 days even. So we've got a little bit of everything in here, and we've even listed the meal contents in the bag on a paper towel inside. These have all been dehydrated, and as we start this process in this video, we're going to show you how to dehydrate each one of these things that you see here, as well as some other things, so that you can make your own fruit leather, make your own soup mixes, just different kinds of meal packets and snack packs as well. So we hope you enjoy the video, and like I said, we have lots of things to show you, so sit back, relax, and enjoy. As we begin our video, we're going to just show you some of the different storable foods that you can make at home. Here's a couple that we actually bought out at one of the camping supply stores. This is Backpacker's Pantry. One is a Thai dish, the other one is a curry dish. Many different options available to you, but it should let you know that there are many options available to you to prepare in your kitchen. We want to show you a few of the tools that we'll be using to produce this bag that I showed you at the beginning. And some of those tools are, for one, a dehydrator. We use the Excalibur dehydrator, and what we have inside here, it comes with thermostat controls on it. It's very easy to use. It's got a booklet that tells you what temperatures to dry things at, and it comes with these trays. One of them, they've got some poly screens on them, and then there'll be another one that we'll make fruit leathers with, and even spaghetti sauce on, with another smooth non-stick surface that you can also purchase from that company. There are many dehydrators out there that you can use, but the ones that we've experimented with, we like this one the best for best drying. Another tool that we want to introduce you to, that we've just been introduced to in the last several months, is the Food Saver vacuum sealer. And boy, does it make things easy. You can, with this thing, you can actually vacuum seal. We've got some jars down here. You can vacuum seal this jar, and it will keep your product good for 6 months up to 2 years, is what they're claiming in the literature. So that's just a great blessing. It's very simple to use, and we'll be demonstrating that as we go through the video. We've also got a couple of choppers that we use, and there's many different things. These are manual choppers, both of them, and we'll show you how to use those. You could, if you have, we have food processors, electric ones available. That makes the job a little bit faster, but you can do this quite easily without those as well. We're going to start showing you some of the different possibilities that you can produce with these tools, and show you how to make that meal packet that we just showed you a minute ago, so that you'll be prepared when the time comes. All right, now we're going to take some of the cheese that you saw in video 4, and we're going to dry this out, and so it will be part of one of our meals that we're going to put together. So how are you fixing this up, Nora?
Okay, I'm just going to roll this out, smooth it out a little bit, and we'll dehydrate it. It can be kind of like a crunchy.
So it's pretty important to spread it out because you want everything to dry evenly and at the same time. So take a little bit of effort to get that all. Don't just pour it on there in a glob. Get it all spread out on there, and it's going to make a nice bark is what we call it when it gets done. It's going to dry up and it's going to look like a little piece of tree bark. Only this tree bark's going to be a little bit on the yellow and orange side. So,
yes. But this would be nice to have. You could put it on some rice or some potatoes. Or
absolutely. Yeah, any number of things you can do. Put it on pasta.
Yes.
Which we're actually going to show you how to make some pasta in a minute that we can dry and put into our mixtures.
All right. I think that's
okay.
About enough. We can put that in.
All right. We'll
okay.
Put that in the dehydrator in a minute. We'll get another one. And what are we going to make now?
Okay. This is beans that we have ground up. So it's like a refried bean.
Okay.
And it's good. All it has in it right now is salt. So you can do a number of different things with it. This could be a bean dip or turn into a bean soup.
Okay, so basically what you did is you cooked your beans first, is that right?
That's right.
And then you use you see us use a Vitamix quite a bit. So we just made this into a paste?
Yes.
And now we're just spreading it out on the sheet?
Yes.
Okay, so very simple.
And the bean, when it's all dried, it really does look like bark.
Okay. And we're going to continue to show you things that you can put together with these meals that we're making right now, well, to make a complete meal, these different individual things.
It's nice when you're camping to have beans. Everybody gets so hungry and they're quite filling. Okay. They always taste good.
And we're also trying to make a good, nutritious meal for ourselves. We don't want to just take a bunch of junk food out with us if we're camping or doing things like that. I mean, some people could have fun with that, but if you're really going to be hiking or working or that, you need a good meal just like you would if you were at home. Okay, we're spreading this all out.
This one's a little thicker, so it'd take a little bit longer to dehydrate, or we could move half of it onto another tray. Either way.
Okay. Looks like you're making a cake.
Yeah, it looks like frosting, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So at this point, you could season it a little bit more. You could put some
I was just going to ask you that. How do you season it? Do you season it before, or do you?
Well, you can do it either way. Up to now, this only has salt in it. This is quite seasoned and ready to go. So you just have to remember that when you're making your packet.
Okay.
You might want to put a little packet of seasoning in, or you could season it right now.
Okay, great. Okay, we're going to put some of these in the dehydrator right now just to get them out of our way. We're going to slide these in right now, get them ready for drying. Put this one down below here. And then we'll put our beans in, and we'll get ready for our next project. Now we're going to show you how to do some rice. Nora's cooked up a pot of rice in the rice maker, and we're just putting it on our screen this time that I showed you earlier, and we'll just spread it out really well.
We'll probably need another one to do all this rice.
Second one, okay.
This was 2 cups of uncooked rice. Makes a nice big pot. I can put a little bit more on.
Okay.
Okay, I'm going to leave this plain because sometimes we'll want to do rice savory and sometimes we'll want to do rice sweet. So
Okay.
we'll leave it plain and then we can decide after when we're making our meal packet
Okay.
what we want to do with it.
We'll put this in here, and we'll just continue on with this process until we come to the next item we're going to show you. What do you have to show the folks now, Nora?
Okay, this is a rice drink that I've made thick, so it could be a rice pudding or a rice drink when you add a little bit more water to it. So we're going to do the same thing. We're just going to dehydrate it, and once it's turned into like a bark, we're going to powder it so we can actually take a spoonful of it into a cup and add our water and have a nice drink.
And I had some of this earlier today, and it's excellent. So I can't imagine what it'd be like if you were out camping and you're real tired and you're just wanting to have something that's a little bit sweet, but but it has lots of energy to it. This would be a good item to have. So we're just going to pour some on there.
Yes, it actually reminds me of something that we had in Kenya on a trip. You remember the drink I'm talking about?
Yes, it
That's
was.
good.
It was made with. It was called finger millet, and that's how they made their millet into a drink. And it was actually a lot like a dessert to us. It was something they had every day, but we.
It was their staple grain.
Like I said, it was something that we actually brought back and have used since then. Okay, we got
There's
it.
one.
Okay. And I'll put this away, and you can put that other one in.
Okay.
And as you can see, the possibilities are endless what you can dehydrate. And like I said, we're going to continue to show you some of these different things. From breakfast, lunch, dinner, snacks, things of that nature. And it just makes things fun. I mean, we've been really excited about doing this video, and we hope to show you lots of things so it'll give you lots of ideas. All right, we wanted to show you something simple you can do with your loaves of bread that you make. Hopefully you're making your own loaves of bread at home. We're going to show you how to make what's called zwieback. Interesting spelling. It's Z-W-I-E-B-A-C-K. So what it is you're just drying the bread. We're just going to take all the moisture out of it. It's going to get real hard and crisp. But it's perfect for putting in your storable food packs. This will last for months when you put it inside the dehydrator. And it's actually very good, very nutritious. Through the drying process, you actually even make it more digestible, so it's healthier to use in your packs. Nora's just spreading it out on the drying rack. We're actually going to use our oven to dry this out so it doesn't take up our dehydrator space right now.
We're going to put it on a low temperature.
Low temperature? What kind of a low temperature? A lot of people want to know exactly what it is. So.
Usually the ovens will go down to about 170.
Okay.
So 170 or 200 is fine.
And that'll take a few hours, right?
And we're going to watch it close. It all depends on how the moisture count in your bread and how you sliced it.
So remember, we don't want to burn this bread. We just want to dry it. Mm-hmm. But excellent for taking on camping trips and then in the car with you when you go on trips.
Okay, we're going to chop up this red pepper for one of our packs. And I wanted to show you this little machine, how it works. It's going to make these nice little cubes, which is great for your meal packs. They look so pretty, whether it's in a soup or a rice. So you can slice them all different kinds of ways, but I kind of like these little cubes for drying. They're nice and small, so they dry easy. That one was big. We'll show you what this looks like when we get done. Stuck. There we go. And there are some beautiful red peppers, all nice and cubed. Those will dry really nice.
Okay, it looks like Nora's got all her peppers and onions all chopped up right now. And what we've done is basically taken care of the items that we don't have to blanch. Some items you do have to blanch, like the carrots, potatoes, celery, cabbage. All those have to be blanched before you dry them. What it does is it stops that enzyme from breaking them down, preserves their color, and makes them better for dehydrating at that point. And you know, we'll be telling you some of the times that we're using on these, but it's best to, if you're going to start drying, to get you a good book that tells you the drying times, and it will you know, just make things a lot easier, because it'll also tell you what you need to rehydrate these as well for your products. So we'll move on to those things, and we'll put these two items, our peppers and our onions, in the dryer. Okay, we've got this other slicer that we showed you earlier, and we'll just show you how it works. And we're doing potatoes right now, and we're just trying to get an 1/8 of an inch slice. It doesn't have to be perfect. Right now we're just slicing them for blanching, and we'll actually have to blanch these potatoes for 7 minutes. So it's one of the ones that take the longest, and we'll put these potatoes in salt water before we blanch them, and it just helps to preserve the color. And that's always good when you're making your dehydrated foods. You don't want them to look, you don't want them to darken and look ugly. You want them to be nice and pretty and appetizing. Okay, I've been doing some slicing here, and I'm getting tired, so I want to get something that gets the job done just a little bit faster. So I'm going to bring in another tool that many of you have accessible to you. It's a food processor, and this is going to make the job go so much faster. And while Nora's off working in the other room, I'm going to get these things done real fast, and maybe she'll be impressed by me after I get done. So we'll start putting these in. Like I said, it just works real easy. You can just hear it's going to make a lot of noise. We'll get started with the process of these potatoes, and then we'll come back in a minute and show you the finished product. Okay, and that finishes the potatoes for this time. We're going to put those in our salt water and get them ready for blanching. This just makes the job just a lot faster. And we're going to clean up our container, and then we'll go on and blanch or chop the celery, and looks like we've got a little cabbage, and then we will just cut the mushrooms by hand, and the carrots, of course, that you see there. So we'll clean this up, and we will be right back. All right, we also found some mushrooms laying around. We decided that we wanted to put those in our camp food as well. And just real easy, we're just going to slice these up real quick. And we'll dry them. And again, we'll have a, this will be our end product. After they're dried, they dry down real small size, but they rehydrate good. And it's just a good way to spice up your foods a little bit. Okay, and then we've got some celery that we blanched for it's 2.5 to 3 minutes that we're going to put on our tray to dry out, and we're going to do that with the rest of the vegetables that we've blanched as well, the carrots and potatoes, cabbage. And then we'll dry all those out as well. And then after we get finished, we'll show you those products. We're going to show you how to make some homemade pasta now. We've got this machine. It's the Atlas 150 pasta maker. This machine is actually going to press our dough out, and it will make one of two things. We're going to make some angel hair pasta with this. It also makes fettuccine. It's got an attachment for lasagna. And it also has one for capellini. So you could do many different things with this pasta maker. What we're going to do is we've got some semolina flour, and we've mixed it half with a soft wheat flour, and we're getting ready to mix in 5 eggs on this. Now you can also, as we mix these in, as Nora's mixing them in, you can also mix in mineral water with that. We haven't tried it yet, but I'm assuming that you could also mix it in with an egg replacer or flaxseed as well. So there's many different alternatives, but this is what we have on hand right now. So this is what we're going to make the pasta out of today. Okay, Nora's mixing these up, and we want to get a nice consistency. I mentioned that we put the semolina and the soft wheat flour in. That's a 50-50 mix, and now we're just mixing these eggs in until we get the whole thing mixed completely together, and then we'll start kneading our dough and getting it ready to go. Okay. And this is just a, really would be a fun family type activity, is to make pasta. We are actually going, once we make this, get it rolled out, we're actually going to put it in the dehydrator and dry it out. We may even cook some of it and then dry it so that we can add it to our camping mixes. Remember, we're trying to make meals for going out, possibly in the woods, or for emergencies, or for just going on a long trip somewhere. So
you could buy your own.
Yeah, you could buy your own spaghetti, but you know, there's nothing more healthy than this, and we thought this is a good time to demonstrate it and try it out, just in case people are interested in it. Okay, this mixture seems a little bit dry right now.
It is.
You're going to add a little bit of water to it.
A little bit of water. We'll see how it does. If it was too wet, then I would be adding more flour, but it's pretty stiff. It's a pretty color.
Mm-hmm. We're just like you out there right now. We're not experts at making pasta, but we're going to try our hand at it and see how it comes out. So we always step out there and try to not be afraid of different things to do and move forward. Of course, you see whose hands are in the bowl right now. So, but if I was going to put my faith in somebody to make a product, I would put it in Nora right at this point. Okay, that's starting to look pretty good. Getting some consistency to it.
It's still pretty stiff. I'll work with it. don't think it should be wet at all
No.
or sticky. So I'm going to get strong.
I can see big muscles coming up right now.
Okay, I think we're getting close to what they want.
Okay,
Ready?
we've got our dough all formed up and we're on position 1 and we're going to start feeding this through
Here it
the
comes.
machine. I've got a hold of it right here. And we're actually going to take this through number 1 position 5 or 6 times. Like I said, this is all as new to us as it probably is to you. Now Nora's folded it over once and we're going to feed it through again. And you can see we're just flattening out our dough right now, and it's actually making it more consistent, more rubbery. It's going to stay together better. Okay, and we're going to fold it over again. And we're going to put it through once again.
6 times?
5 to 6 times.
So you said this is really developing the gluten?
Yes. I actually didn't say it that way, but I think that's the way it should be said. That's very good. Okay. All right. You can see that we're getting a really nice consistency now. It's going to make some good noodles in a minute.
Another one?
Okay, one more time. Then we're going to start increasing our numbers until we get to the desired thickness.
I made noodles a long time ago, but not with a machine like this. This is really nice.
It is nice. Okay, I'm going to increase this up to number 2, and we're going to run that through again,
Okay.
straight through. Okay. Okay. And we're going to increase now up one more. And run our dough through again. There you have it to start.
Starting to really feel like
Yeah. Yeah.
a noodle.
Yeah, it feels like a noodle now.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll increase it one more time. Okay, up to number 5, and okay. Got that. Okay. We're actually starting to look like we know what we're doing. But it looks like it's coming out good.
Boy, it really stretched it out.
Yeah. Okay, now we're going to switch our attachments, and we're going to make a little bit of fettuccine now. So we're going to feed this through here. And we're going to, as long as this is, we're going to cut this off about every 10 to 12 inches. So that we aren't fighting it all the way through. Okay, you have a hold of it. good start. Let's go ahead and we'll make a cut here in a minute. Okay. You can see our noodles, what we have here right now. We'll put this out. And we'll finish the process. Okay, go ahead, Nora. Okay, probably cut one more. Okay, we have another batch of pasta there. Okay, and ready for our last one. Okay, then you see we've got our finished product here now. So we can handle this one of two ways. We can go ahead and cook this pasta, which it'll cook rather quickly since it's fresh, or we can dry it as is and then pull it out like you would your regular spaghetti, or we can cook it and then dry it and fix it, put it in our meal mix. So I'm assuming, are we going to cook it now and get it ready, or just dry it?
Let's do that, because what we want in the meal packs is for spaghetti to cook as fast as possible.
Okay.
So we don't want to be cooking over a fire for 10 minutes waiting for the noodles to cook. So if they've been cooked, they'll cook much faster, I think.
Okay, so that'll be our plan. When we come back, we're going to finish this last one, and then we're going to cook these up, put them in the dehydrator, and then we'll show you a finished product. We're ready to show you some of the finished products that we put in the dehydrator. We'll just open it up. These dried, most of them dried for approximately 12 to 24 hours. We've got our potatoes that were here, and we've got a little bit of celery.
That's cabbage.
Oh, cabbage here, that's right. Yeah, green cabbage.
Rice.
Our rice. We had a couple trays of rice. I'll just pull out one. Nora actually poured some milk in on one of them. It was a quinoa milk. And dried it. So very, very unusual, unique, and we'll show you how to use that. This was our, what was it, Nora?
It was a carob rice drink or a pudding.
Okay.
This we're going to have to, we're going to powder it so that we can just use a teaspoon or a tablespoon at a time.
And then the last thing that we had, we actually made some, maybe most of you don't know what these are, but they're gluten steaks. It's actually made from wheat gluten, and no E. coli in these. They're 100% animal free. So you know, we dried them up to make for our packets and our camp food. So it's you know, everything here will rehydrate and make a nice meal. Like I said, if you're out on the road or if you're camping. And so we will we'll show you how to get some of these things ready. I think the first thing you were going to show was the rice carob.
Oh, what we're going to do with that? Yeah, let's powder it up.
Here, we'll just move these out of the way a minute.
Okay. We're going to take the blender and we'll just break pieces of this.
Now, why are we powdering this up?
Well, it'll be a lot easier to use it if it's powdered. We can just take a spoonful of it at a time, put it into our cup and mix it up. This is, you know, would be hard to measure.
Yeah.
Like this.
And as you can see, as Nora's breaking this up, it's dry, it's fairly crunchy right now. So you're going to want to do something to help prepare it a little bit better.
Yeah, we'll make a lot more of these kind of things. That's a nice hot drink. Always tastes good on a cold day.
And remember, you're not limited on the possibilities. I mean, it's according to your taste. This is how we prepare our meals, but you may have other plans. We're just showing you that it can be done with just about anything that you normally eat.
Let's see, there's one more.
Okay.
Might as well put them all in together.
Sure, that sounds good.
This will just powder down to nothing, probably.
Yeah, now this is going to be for sure fairly noisy when we start up this process, but we'll start it and then we'll show you a finished product in a moment. Okay, we'll check this out a minute.
I'm going to kick it around with a spoon. There was a couple of pieces that,
Still need a little work.
yeah, but most of it's powdered. It smells good.
Now you can really smell the carob in it now.
Mm-hmm. That's probably good enough for what we're going to use it for.
Okay. Okay, so we have a finished product. You're going to pour that in a bowl?
Yeah, pour this in here.
Okay, that looks like a potential dessert or a hot drink to me. So it's smells really nice. It's down to a powder, and basically all you'd have to do is add some hot water to that, and you're ready to go. We have one more thing that we want to make for our meal packs now, and it's probably everyone's favorite, the banana. So we're going to peel a bunch of these bananas, and we're going to dehydrate those so that we can have those on the trail or on any trip that we might go on. So we'll just peel these off.
Peel, you slice.
Okay. And what we're going to do is try to get a slice that's probably about a quarter plus. We're going to try to get a slice that's probably a quarter or plus in width so that we actually have something left after we get drying. Okay. Get these all. And then what are we going to do with these next, Nora?
We're going to dip them in some pineapple, and this is pineapple concentrate.
Okay.
And I put a little bit of honey in because we like our sweet. So you don't have to do that. You could just use the pineapple juice. That would be fine. But
forgive me for not looking up right now, but I'm trying to keep my fingers. So we'll concentrate on what we're doing, and we're about ready for a few. And I could cut those other ones. All right, let's put those in there.
we're just going to let them sit for a minute in there.
We'll finish our cutting.
I've had bananas that were done just in honey, and they were really good. So they must have thinned the honey down a little bit,
Okay.
and that worked nice.
I suppose you could use lemon to preserve the bananas, but they probably wouldn't be as sweet when you got done. Is that
No.
right?
But you could.
Good.
Maybe the lemon and the honey would be nice.
Yeah, you just have to experiment with
Yes.
some things that work for you, and then let's do that. Okay.
Okay.
Move these out of the way a minute. Okay. Okay, we're just going to put them on our tray, spread them out real good.
Put these on our fruit setting on our dehydrator and let them cook all night.
And we You want to remember we also had dried some apples a little bit earlier, so we'll be able to mix in some different fruits with and make our meal packs up. We showed you the meal pack at the beginning. We're going to finish up today by making up a couple more meal packs and get them ready for our trip, whenever that might be.
Looks like that's going to be about a sheet.
Okay. Okay, so we'll just do one sheet.
One sheet.
Okay, great. You can see the pineapple juice is helping hold the color of the banana real well. You know, most of us, if we start out with something that's got good color or white color, we want to end up that way. We don't want it to be dark. So it's a lot more appetizing this way.
So I'm going to be gone for a couple of weeks. I'm going to come home and is this what you're going to eat while I'm gone?
I think so. I think so. It'll be time for paper plates and processed meals. We'll be ready. All right, while we've been away, Nora has made a couple of menu plans, day menu plans, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And she's taken a marker and put them on rolls of, or a sheet of paper towel. Maybe asking, why would you put it on that instead of paper? Well, this can double for, you know, wiping your mouth off or doing all kinds of things. So it's a nice thing to have in the bag as well. We are going to put these meal packets together, and then we're going to show you the end product in just a moment. I'm making up my bag right now for our meals. We've completed the process of packing all these meals together. As I'm getting this ready, Nora will tell you what she's made up here.
This is for 2 people, and this is breakfast. We've got granola, we've got a quinoa milk, almonds, some fruit, which is apples, and some, you put in some currants,
Yes,
is that right?
Currants, yeah.
And then we have a hot carob drink mix, so that will be breakfast. So that'll go into the pack as breakfast.
Okay, and we can see, Nora's told you what we're having for breakfast. You can see the size package I've made. We have put all of our contents in Ziploc bags, and then we are going to put them in the bag, and once we get everything in, we'll seal it up airtight, and that'll preserve it for us. So I'll go ahead and start putting these in.
Okay. All right, for lunch, we're going to have gluten steaks and noodles, and then we're going to make a neat cheese sauce that'll go over the top of it, and we're going to have a tarragon cabbage. So you can get kind of fancy if you want with these. You can just make anything you want, or it doesn't always have to be things that you've made. You can buy things that are already dried, crackers, granola, things like that. We just choose to make our own. Okay, so lunch is going to be nice, gluten steaks and noodles. And for dinner, we're going to have a potato soup that's nice and hearty, and some crackers that we've made, and an herbal tea. So it looks like that the package is going to be just about the right size.
It's going to be very close.
Okay.
It's good to get as much of the air out of these bags as you can before you start putting them in.
This has a little.
This is going to be a nice
day's worth of food.
Yeah, it'd be.
I'm ready to go camping.
That's right. We are ready.
Okay.
Okay, and we're going to put our menu in here facing front so we can see. It's very interesting. Some people, if they're going to go on extended trips, will even make these bags up and ship them out to certain points that they will be walking along the way, and that they're there for them already when they get there. So they're not packing, say if they're going on a 30-day hike, they may be spreading it out, and so they can just pick it up along the way. So that was a pretty good idea.
What do you think? Should we try to do that?
That's good.
It's okay.
Okay, we'll just put this in here. Yeah, we'll get everything locked down. Alright, now we're going to vacuum seal this. They're melting.
It's working hard.
Almost there. Okay, and we've got, it's finishing up its process. I'll show you the bag here in just a moment. And like I said, it's just taking all the air out of this, and it's going to be very packable. You can just see, and we've got it all down here, and we've just, you can see the back of it. Just really, really looks neat. You can see everything that you've got in there, and this is ready to put in the pack. So it's great. So we've got another one to make, and we'll go through the same process again.
Okay, on this one we're going to do a rice and beans, and we have some dried fruit. This time we have blueberries and apricots. And then we have some power bars, something that I make. It's just bars that are just seed bars. So there's breakfast. Lunch is quinoa and vegetables. One of my favorite meals is quinoa. And then we're going to have, it already has beans and tomatoes and peppers. It's just full of all kinds of neat things. And then we've got a carob pudding and aroma. It's a coffee substitute. So we can have a hot drink and have some pudding. That'll be lunch. And then for dinner, we're going to have spaghetti. So my tomato sauce has been made like a fruit leather. And then I have the noodles and the seasonings, 2 extra seasonings. Got some mushrooms, and then we have some zwieback. That's the dried bread, and some herbal tea. So that'll be another pack.
Let's put this on the side here. Just let a little bit of air out of this one.
And slip the menu in. I was just checking to see if it was as heavy as the other one.
Okay. Get it all set up here. Ready to go.
Got the paper nice on this one.
Yeah. It'll look good.
Well, maybe.
We for sure don't want to come back as a dehydrated meal. And it looks like just pulling that last little bit out.
And sealing it.
Amazing deal. Okay, so we have another nice pack. You can see all our food, the back side of it, with our labels and everything, and we're ready to go camping. So we'll get ready for that, and you know, like I said, we have lots of camping videos that we want to show you, wilderness, different wilderness techniques that we want to share. So and this will be part of it, is our meals that we've prepared already. So we hope you have enjoyed our presentation, and we hope you're blessed by it.